After the phenomenal success of what can be described as the greatest MMORPG story finale ever produced, the end game of gaming, there may have been doubts as to where exactly the dedicated team at Square Enix, led by the impeccable Yoshi P, would head next. After all, the climatic ending of Endwalker, the tying up of over 10 years of story, has parallels not only to the grandeur of Marvel's Endgame, but pretty much any epic story you can think of, utilising multiple waves of false ends until reaching a peak that leaves the player in a mixture of emotional fatigue, exhilaration and amazement. Yes, games really can make you feel. After a brief respite, players were given a series of 8-man raids with Pandemonium, as a holdover for the next major story-driven content. Pandemonium proved that the designers were certainly not resting on their laurels, with a fierce determination to create unique, entertaining and sufficiently balanced, challenging content. Pandemonium is deliciously gothic, with that special Final Fantasy sauce liberally applied. Patch 6.1 takes Final Fantasy in a much lighter and promising direction, for it seems that saving the universe is far from what is in store for your own customised Warrior of Light. Redirecting the emphasis away from the outer realms of the cosmos, at least for now, we are placed firmly back to what our characters began as, humble adventurers. The world still needs our help, and there is certainly more than meets the eye. What is delightful about the story arc is the way in which it often links back to what a certain Elidipus let us know. Although it seems impossible that we may never encounter him again, well, this is Final Fantasy, and stranger things have already happened. At the end of Endwalker, it seemed very much that our band of established heroes had split up and gone their separate ways, each drawn to something more personal to them. Delightfully though, this doesn't mean segregation from us, as invariably we are drawn into whatever they are up to. 6.1 offers 3 different story arcs, the third only being accessible if you have completed all of the job quests within Radzat Han. The major story pathway includes a new dungeon. It is a beautiful addition with some fairly challenging boss encounters. The second storyline leads us in a completely new and intriguing direction, giving players more insight into the gods of Final Fantasy XIV, and at the end of which is the first of the new Alliance raids. The new Alliance raid is a definite highlight to the patch, unlike any other raid presented before, with some really novel, intriguing and difficult mechanics to wrap your head around. As with previous Alliance raids, rewards are currently only available once a week, which ensures players don't exhaust all of the possible rewards immediately. On top of all of this are the various events held throughout the year, such as the current Hatching Tide event, as well as new mounts, new minions and of course new glamours to hunt down. In a world full of tumultuous events, it is perhaps reassuring to know that Final Fantasy XIV continues on with as much elegance and mastery as before. Utter brilliance.